Ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker's teaser trailer number 1 over at Star Wars Celebration, a lot of fans around the world were very excited and eager for the third and final trailer of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker by Disney, Lucasfilm, J.J. Abrams, and even creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that yes, we do know that this film at the end of the day is going to be a revelation film with many different twists and turns that will lead to saga-wide implications in this story that's truly going to change how fans view the end of the sequel trilogy and of course the entire Skywalker saga. Now, with that being said, these past couple of weeks or so we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to various shot descriptions of the upcoming trailer 3 of Episode 9, this is where things begin to get very intense for this movie. Now, specifically, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that Rey is inside of an ancient temple, where she is said to be meditating through the ways of the Force, where it's described that in front of her is a floating Jedi Holocron in the shape of a cube that is glowing in a blue hue. As this shot is placed, it zooms in on Rey's face while her eyes are closed, where the voices of past characters such as Anakin, Padme, Kenobi, Luke, and Leia, and others are actually said to be heard in the distance. Now, it's explained that Rey is training with the Jedi Holocron that may have once belonged to Luke Skywalker. The scenery in the shot is described to be very magical and has a fitting theme from John Williams that is brand new to the Star Wars films. The next goes over a moment where Kylo Ren is said to be traveling on a speeder with his crossguard lightsaber ignited and heading toward a large base of some kind on a rocky world. It's explained that Kylo begins to deflect blaster fire while he's on his speeder, while using his crossguard saber in his other hand, where he jumps off the speeder eventually and begins attacking these strange enemies in black, bulky armor. Another goes over a moment where Luke Skywalker is said to be looking up at a full moon at night over his planet that had the Jedi Training Temple, where Luke is actually watching a ship escape and leaving the atmosphere. This likely is Ben Solo leaving with Luke's students, where after his Jedi Temple is destroyed. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a film that's going to really fill in the gaps in between Episode 6 and 7, as well as really explaining exactly how Rey and Kylo Ren are going to fit into the picture with Palpatine. Now, the great thing about Episode 9 here is that we do know that the marketing of this film is coming in the full swing as we near the very end of September into early October. Now, one of the actual shot descriptions that I really want to go over involves Rey meditating with the Jedi Holocron. Now, that's of course one of the big plans by Disney and Lucasfilm, is to actually get fans, casual and new fans alike, to be very much invested into the franchise to the point where they are now familiar with Jedi and Sith holocrons as a whole. This most likely is because they want to sell more products over at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, without a doubt, because that is of course one of the big things that you can buy as a souvenir over there are these holocrons that actually glow and make sound effects. So with that being said, this particular moment we have Rey training with a Jedi Holocron. The biggest question of all is of course, is this Luke Skywalker's or is it somebody else's holocron? We do know that one of the leaks that we went over a couple of months ago involved Luke Skywalker actually having a holocron that Rey takes from his Jedi Training Temple, or should I say in his Jedi hut, inside of the first Jedi Temple on Ahch-To. And what I like so much about that is that the holocrons really are a big thing in Star Wars Rebels, and they're going to be introduced in a live-action Star Wars movie by J.J. Abrams in order to truly make the fans more familiar with what holocrons really are. Now, the next piece that I really want to go over that I think really does connect to the first teaser trailer that we got back in April over at Star Wars Celebration is the moment in which Kylo Ren is said to be traveling on his speeder toward a very large base. And as he's traveling toward this base, it's actually said that a lot of blaster fire is coming his way, where he's able to actually deflect the blaster fire using his crossguard saber, and eventually killing all these different enemies one by one that are actually in bulky black armor. Now, if you guys go ahead and check out the first teaser trailer, you will realize that Kylo Ren is inside of the woods of some kind, basically, getting rid of these enemies or killing them one by one and pinning them down to the ground with his saber. Now, this most likely is the same exact scene that takes place earlier on in the film that Kylo Ren is actually after something. We do know that in the beginning of this movie, Kylo Ren is after a device called the Wayfinder device that is said to lead him over to the unknown regions, which is where he eventually meets up with Lord Sidious himself, also known as Palpatine. So you can really see where everything is going for in this movie and how JJ is really trying his best in order to make this the darkest Star Wars film of all time, and is really trying to sell this off with the third and final trailer of Episode 9 come this October of this year. And we're pretty much, right around the corner from the new trailer actually dropping, where a lot of fans are going to start talking about this and getting very excited about its release come this December of this year. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.